Goa Sunsplash, fire!
So welcome to Goa. Thank you very much for coming. Is this your first time in India?
Yeah, give thanks. I'm honored to be here. It's my first trip, first experience.
It's an honor
So
to have you
it's
here.
I'm happy, and I give thanks for the welcome.
Thank you. So start out. You were talking about how you have a new video and a new song and a new album coming up.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Well, my new album is titled King in My Castle. Yeah, and the new single is titled As I Get So High. So this is the first single from the album. And the video was shot in Uganda. In Jamaica, our famous tourist destination is the straight white sand beach of Negril. You understand? So going to Uganda, I see the same thing. That was like surprising, because you don't see about this part of Africa. When we see Africa in Jamaica, it's like, okay, kids with flies on their mouths and little infant babies running. And so to go to Uganda and see that there's a good tourism there, there's also a good tourist sector there. So to me, this is like a hidden layer, a hidden story that, so in the show, I'm trying to show that part of Africa. You understand? That the beautiful side of Africa, the side that many people would travel to Africa to experience. You understand? Then keep showing the stereotype side of Africa, the stereotypical type. Yeah, so.
You said there's a big Rasta community there.
Yeah, there's a big Rastafarian community there, and they're very constructive and collective in what they're doing, and they look up to I and I. Understand? So it's good that I could go there and, as I say, meet them and show them that we love what they're doing, and understand we're a part of this movement, and to give them the message straight from our mouth that it's about love, and it's not about race, religion, or separation. It's about seeing people as one, because humanity is one, and we all have the same needs. Understand? They might tell us that, oh, you're different because you're a Muslim, you're different because you're Hindu, you're different because you're a Christian. But then let's look at life. Don't we all need the same things? Don't we all have the same needs? Don't we all have the same necessity? So should religion really separate us? Because that's personal. It's like you might like soda and I like juice. So nothing is wrong with it if you like soda and I like juice and I like water. That don't mean that, yes, we should kill each other over that. You understand? So this is what reggae music is to me, and that's why today I'm a Rastafarian. Because it's the same thing in Jamaica. In Jamaica, we don't really have race problem, but we have class problem. So it's the same system to me. It's just that you might have a black, white, different race fighting, but in Jamaica we have uptown, downtown, rich, poor, lower class. And studying the Indian culture, I realized that there's a lot of that. Not racism in the Indian culture, but the same classism, because they're all Indian people. So they can't say, okay, I don't like your color because we have the same color, but they choose, like, if you're a farmer, you're just a farmer. And the farmer get no chance to be a king, and that don't sound to me like, that's not a fair play. I think, I look at the world, as I always say, just like the Olympics, or like the World Cup. We all come together, we compete, burn energy and fight, but we don't kill each other, and we win, and the losers go home and we do it again. So why can't we live like this in our communities and in our country, to say, okay, life is very competitive, and with competition we can bring the best out of a human. So yeah, we're gonna compete for economical development, we're gonna compete for technological development, yeah, we're gonna compete for opinions, but it don't mean the guns have to be a part of that negotiation. You understand? So that's my message, and that's what Rasta message is. You understand? Even though many times people used to use marijuana to stigmatize reggae and Rastafarian community. Now marijuana is legal in Washington, D.C. I was next to the White House smoking marijuana. So for I to live and see this now, then what else are you gonna do now to stigmatize the Rastafarian movement, or Rasta movement? Because the world need love now, more of it. Indian need love, Chinese, Japanese, everywhere you go, people crying for the same thing. We want social justice, we want equality, we want better life, we want security. You understand? So it's the same message, it echoes, and I think that's what reggae music even if people don't understand every word that we're singing, they get our message. And that's the most important in this time that we're living in now. Yeah.
Thank you. And I think that one of the things that you're very known for is having, always chosen to go through the conscious path.
Yeah.
Even on your album Seven Seals, you have the first track is Conscious Entertainment, and I imagine that at the time, especially VP was putting out a lot of more dancehall records that were not necessarily as conscious in terms of their lyrics. So how has that changed over the last couple of decades since you really, since Seven Seals?
Well, we don't change who we are, But what we do is we learn entertainment, sometimes get the young generation excited. It's like when we were young, we look at entertainers like Michael Jackson, and we are from Jamaica listening to dancehall reggae music, but then we would go and watch a Michael Jackson show because we see him as a great performer. So this is what I try to do. I think being a great performer and a great entertainer, you keep generation coming. So you find your kid will grow and love Anthony B, because he's not just laid back, he's entertaining. And kids like entertainment, but then when you use that entertainment to convey the message, it's great. So, and I think right now, dancehall is dominating in Jamaica, and every time dancehall dominates, crime go up. I can testify to that. And this is not an opinion. This is proof, this is evidence. So right now, conscious music need to get back that attention. So artists like I and I have to jump. That's why I'm back. This album I'm focusing is Jamaica. To get this album in the market at Jamaica. Because for years I do albums, but too busy to pay attention to Jamaica. You understand? So, but being a messenger and a conscious person in the forefront, we can't ignore situations like this. We have to champion and challenge situations and show this generation that it's good to be conscious and it's good to be collective. Because when you're young growing up, people would say, oh, okay, if you're too conscious, you won't enjoy life. If you're too, you understand, wise when you're young, then your life gets boring. So that's why many young people, even when they know, they still go the other way. Because they think over that side there's no entertainment, there's no enjoyment. It's like getting old too fast. You understand? So we have to show them that now it's better to start heat conscious when you're young. Because when you reach a certain age and try to change your diet, then it still won't help. Because you can't heal when you're sick. It's best to prevent. That's why our grandparents used to say, prevention is better than the cure. Understand? So consciousness is that prevention. So it's like you reach a certain age now and you want to do yoga now because you feel like it's time for me to get my mind and but if you were practicing this from you were young, imagine the world you would have. So that's what we're trying to show the young people. Don't wait until you reach a certain age to be health conscious or to be conscious of yourself or of one mind or ability or spirituality around you or the world. Try to know that from you're young. That means you have a platform of choices. Because sometimes when you ignore all the other aspects of life, you don't really have a choice. You understand? You're just another follower in the system. Even though you're saying, oh, I'm not a part of the system, but you're already caught up in that system. To make choices to know. It's like I always say, if the Muslim and the Hindu reason about each other religion, if the Christian and the Buddha, sometimes they realize, but we're talking the same thing. You understand? But no one talk to each other. No one read each other book. So how can you understand each other? You understand? You have never read the Quran as a Hindu. You have never read the Hindu book as a Muslim. So how you know if he's wrong and how you know if you're right? So to me, having choices is learning all the aspects of it. And then the decision can come. Because a man who makes choices without knowing, that's not wise. You understand? So that's and that's why growing up as a young youth in Jamaica, my first admiration for a Rasta man is that he knows so much things. And he would say, I don't go to a university. And you say, oh, you know these things. You understand? So growing up in Jamaica, you realize that, okay, being conscious is to know all. Know around you, know when to plant food, know when to reap, know how to talk, how to, you understand yourself, how to integrate, how to socialize, how to capitalize. You understand? So consciousness is not just we're telling you to know about God, but consciousness is knowing about everything. So that's the message we're trying to get out there too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I know this is your first time in India. What are you looking forward to experiencing and learning about?
Well, many Asian things. You understand? My admiration for India is the land of Asiancy. You understand? That means India was here long before there was Christianity, long before there was colonization. So India got a lot to teach. You understand? A lot of the things that we have in the West today, we don't even know that it was originated in India. You understand? So, and today I'm happy that India is a part of the technological movement in the modern time and first class. So there's, as I say, India is, you can learn about the past and you can also be a part of tomorrow. You understand? That's what's great about the Indian. So I'm hoping, I want to know. And I always go to Indian restaurant. So that's my first thing I ask the driver if the same menus that we have in the West, in the Indian restaurant, is it the same here? Because you understand sometimes when something moves from the country, it gets westernized or it's a different way of doing it. You understand? So I would like to taste the Indian cuisine here to know if it's the same, you understand? So there's a lot of things I want to learn. Yeah. And I want to go to the yoga city.
Rishikesh?
Yeah.
It's just north of Delhi.
Yeah, I want to go there. That's something I have to experience. So,
talk about it.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Cool. And you have another album coming out. Can you tell me a little bit more about, I don't know how much of it is under wraps or secret?
Well, this album, King in My Castle, it's between me and House of Rhythm. So I made this album with my band. And as I say, I'm looking at the state of the music in Jamaica. There's few dancehall artists which are close to me, which we talk and we try to tell them, do a little more conscious. And they do it, and it works. There's few dancehall tracks now that if you listen to them, you can know that, okay, they are saying something that is meaningful. So I think that's a road that I can take. So that's why I start out my album on high tempo. You understand? Because as I say, I have to go for that new generation that's coming. I was on Instagram and looking and I see a little youth like he's about 7. And they post this song, just touched down in at the airport. And you're seeing, all that want the vagina. This is a 7-year-old child on Instagram. Did he make that video himself? I don't think so. So, is it the technology to blame or the adult to allow that 7-year-old child to be singing that song and then go around, video it and think, oh, it's so cool to show my 7-year-old child singing this kind of song. So we have to, it's much needed right now. And it's not the kids is the problem, it's the parents. So I'm targeting the parents. And that's why I say go back to Jamaica, fight back in the street of Jamaica with this kind of music. And that's what this album is about. You understand? I title it King in My Castle because, as I say, we live in a class system. And in this class system in Jamaica, where are you from?
Me?
This is what the class system is. So I'm qualified to be a scientist. I got all the subjects. I got all the criteria. I put in all my hours. But when it's time for me to get the job, where are you from? That's the first question. Oh, I'm from Jungle. I'm from Tivoli Garden. Okay, we call you back next month. My qualification matters not anymore now because I'm from a low-class community. And a low-class community kid not supposed to be a scientist. So, where would I turn? What is gonna come in the mind of my parents tell me, oh, educate yourself, you will be better. You will get a better opportunity when you're very educated. And that's why now you find kids doing so much illegal stuff. And when you find out they're brilliant, they are very educated, they are scammers, they are thieves, they are on the internet tricking people because where to turn, where can they put this education that they have gained in a class system. And the man now from Jacksonville go for the job, no education, no qualification, no form of doing what he's supposed to do. The Minister of Finance in Jamaica is he got a botanical degree. That means he go to school to study gardening. Why he didn't study finance? Because maybe he's not that brilliant, but he's the Minister of Finance. So this is the kind of system we're talking about. In the class system, qualification matters not. Where you're from is everything. Who you know is everything. Who is your parents, what's your background. So that's it, you know.
It's very much like
yeah, so that's why we try to put the title to empowerment. I've never seen 16-year-old kids committing suicide. It's happening now. What would make a 16-year-old so stressed? At 16, I'm free, the world is mine, I can conquer, I can do anything. That's what you think when you're 16. At 16, you think you can be God. So for you to be 16, so stressed that you think the best way out is suicide, there is something changing. You understand? So it's very called for at the moment. So King in My Castle is an empowerment song to empower the people, empower the class system, to show you that don't let no one tell you nothing. If Bob Marley were a man that listened, then we wouldn't have a Bob Marley today. Bob Marley come from here to here. So there is your proof. If you think no one has done it, well, here it is. So that's what we are saying. You understand? Don't let nobody tell you that this is a barrier because it is set up. No, you can break it. Usain Bolt come from here to here. So be conscious and put in that hard work. Don't ever doubt yourself. So that's what we're saying when we say I'm king in my castle. It's not just I am saying I'm a king. This is your castle, your temple, your body. So this is what I'm not talking about, a big house or a big temple and king ruling over the people. I'm talking about you're a king in your castle. So if in that castle of your body you doubt that you are a king, then you won't be nothing else. But if you know you're a king, no one can place you in a class system. So that's what it is. Empower your mind, empower yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Stop being so doubtful. You understand? If religion don't show your way out, there's a world out there. Look, read, open your mind. Open your collective consciousness. That's why I am so a big lover of story. I read a lot. You understand? Read the story of the Buddha. Read the story of Gandhi. There's so much stories out there that you can read. You understand? But if you're, sometimes when you're locked in a religious system, if the book or the person is not of your religion, then you don't learn about that. You understand? So that's what this album is about, empowering the people. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. One world, one people, one message. Same needs. So let's look at the similarities, forget about the differences, because there's no differences. The differences are all opinions. Understand? And it's all theory. Someone tell you that you are different. You stop and look and find out for yourself. Are you different? I'm looking out there, I see European, my brethren say he's from Iraq. I see an ex-brethren, my keyboard player from Bangladesh. Understand? So there's so much different nation gathering out. No one come and say, oh, I'm Hindu, we live tonight. Why can't we live like that? So this is it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Give thanks.
It's been really lovely talking to you.
Give thanks. And I want to say, Goa Sunsplash, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm honored to be a part of this movement and this revolution. As we say, it's a revolution about love. It's a revolution about bringing the people together. And we're not telling you to disrespect your tradition or disrespect your religious belief, because Haile Selassie teach us that religion is sacred to a man. So we attack no one religion and we disrespect no one religion. But we're trying to show you now that there is a way that we can come together as people. And if we don't come together as people, it's gonna be disastrous. In a world where there is no unity, in a world where there is mistrust, then there is no future. So that's the whole message. So give thanks. And I'm saying keep reggae music playing right here in India. And to the people of India, reggae music is not violence. Reggae music is not here to separate you, disrespect who you are. or fight against your faith or your religion. Reggae music is just here to unite the people. That's it. One message, one world, one love. So I'm happy to be here in India, being a part of this mission and spreading the message. And to all the people around the world, Goa Sunsplash is something to experience. So no matter where you are, try to find out about Goa Sunsplash. Try to make some time in your life to come and experience it. That is my message. And all the reggae artists in Jamaica, remember, Goa Sunsplash need you here to be a part of this mission. So open your mind and your heart and don't worry about the economics. Think about the movement. Rastafari. Bless.
Goa Sunsplash. Fire.